Bumpaloo squirrels. So hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. My name is Chris, and today we'll be going through an updated version of a deck I was playing just before the patch actually released, and that is a Elusives buff deck featuring Starlit Seer. As many of you may know, the patch notes came out and Starlit Seer went from a 2-2 to a 2-3, which is a massive change, an absolutely glorious change, and turns him into quite a strong card indeed. And there's many things that you can do with him now, and I think this is probably the best, most competitive list to put him in. And unfortunately that does mean we are playing some Elusives, but as I say, it is probably his best deck. It is a bit different to other Elusive decks you may have seen. We are not running Windfarer Hatchling. We are not running other Elusives like Navori Conspirator. And so we aren't running the full Elusive package that is normally seen in this kind of deck, and instead we are opting for more spells to, garner more profit from Starlit Seer. And so we are playing stuff like Brittle Steel, Elixir of Iron, Omen Hawk. These three are quite good. We are also not playing the Allegiance Kinku Wayfinder, and that means that we can play as many Freljord cards as we want, and so we are playing quite a few. Instead of just going for things like Elixir and Omen Hawk, we can now add stuff like Brittle Steel and Harsh Winds as well. Aside from that, we are playing one recall, which can be quite useful on stuff like Shadow Assassin or Starlit Seer himself to get rid of any removal, particularly drain effects. This can be quite useful to use on. Greenglade Duo is obviously a staple of any Elusive deck, as well as Shadow Assassin. Twin Disciplines is a card obviously you see a lot as well, along with Zed, who is our champion. There is actually a thought that you could now run Yasuo in this deck as well, not as a sort of recall or stun synergy, but just as a 4/4 quick attack. You could quite easily turn him into maybe a 6/6, 7/7 4-mana quick attack, which is obviously pretty good. Just because of his beefy stat line, basically means that you probably could run this card if you really wanted to, even though the deck doesn't synergize with his ability really at all. Because we are running more spells, it does allow us to run 3 Denies, 3 Will of Ionias, 3 Spirit's Refuge as well, obviously Kinku Lifeblade in there as well, and I've added a Tryndamere as well, and cut to Harsh Winds, because obviously Tryndamere is a great buff target as well. If he gets up to, a ridiculous amount of attack, then he's basically a win the game button if they don't have a Will of Ionia. So let's take this deck into the ranked queue. We are close to Diamond, Platinum 1 now. So if we do well today, that could see me into Plat 1 as we come up against Karina Control. Interesting matchup. We'll want to find our Starlit Seers early, so that we're out of range of their removal. That would be ideal. And he's not here. Deny could be okay, but it's a bit later. I'll keep the Twin Disciplines, but leave the rest. We get Zed. Well, we've got Zed with Twin, so that could be okay, but I would have wanted a more aggressive opener, and hopefully finding a Starlit Seer off the top somewhere. Okay, there's a duo. Interesting call to play a duo now. And I think actually I am going to, because we're on the attack this turn. Although it very well could get Vile Feasted or something of that ilk. Thankfully he plays Elise instead, so we're able to get a free attack off. Obviously we don't worry too much about the board, and we're obviously never going to block that either. If we play the duo now, that means that next turn we will have Zed with Twin Disciplines back up, which is kind of what I'm hoping. Static Shock was always the worry though, as that's kind of the perfect card to counter those two, but there wasn't much we could have done about that. We could have gone for Zed instead, I suppose, but I think Zed is probably more important to keep alive. Thermo Beam fits quite nicely here, because obviously we can Twin Disciplines you, and he wastes all of his mana, which is quite good as well. Which means that we can go pretty much straight in. and force a block. Now next turn we can even Brittle Steel the Elise and get rid of her. If he decides to open attack, we have Deny backup as well, and a Kinku Lifeblade. So it's a Vile Feast. Ha, cha 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 cha. Will of Ionia isn't going to get much use in this matchup, I don't think. I can't think of too many targets that they're running that would be good for, so I think what I'm going to do is actually will my own Zed. It stops him getting the spider, it does give him attack. But I think it's what we have to do. He does have a Ruination online. This matchup is kind of dependent on what we draw, obviously. Starlit and also tricks to keep things alive. Things like Elixir of Iron are obviously insane value, but other things not as much value. Could see something like a Brood here. Get excited, okay. So we're able to keep Zed alive again and go in for an attack. It's important. But we are struggling slightly here. Zed won't level up because obviously we've recalled him. And now he will go and kill Zed probably. Oh no, okay. That's fine. Could try and level up Elise. Something like Brood would obviously put a lot of pressure on. That's a big thermo beam that I'm okay with taking though. That's the overkill on Zed. We're drawing all of our Frostbites in a matchup that we don't really need them, and we're not drawing our Starlit Seers or units in a match that we do need them. As Variance is kind of getting the better of us here. This thing could do damage, although I think this game is probably beyond us at this point. He'll level up Elise, but that's fine as well. Obviously it does mean we can't block with this, which could be a bit of a problem. Deny is fine, but it's not great. I mean, I think this game's over. It's not even worth playing at this point. We just simply drew the wrong half of our deck, you know. Obviously in any deck you sort of have to prepare for both sort of aggro and defensive matchups, and that one we just basically got torn to shreds. And this deck does have that weakness where if you draw Starlit Seer on 2, play it on 2 and it survives, your win percent chance probably goes up about 10%, and if you just get into a match like that where you never draw it and you never see it, then you're probably looking at a much lower rate. This one will definitely keep some of them. Deny obviously could be good. All these spells are good, but we definitely need more aggressive units to go at the start of the game, which is what we found. The Frostbite, obviously, again, a useless card. And Harsh Winds, I mean, looking at it now, it could be a cut, but that's obviously because we're going up against multiple control matchups in a row, which is obviously not ideal. Hopefully now we can get a big attack off though. Hopefully he goes for something like a Grasp. Avalanche, interesting. Well, we can keep Zed alive, which will mean that Zed will level up. This is probably a better matchup than the last one, simply because of the lack of stuff like Mystic Shot. So we get a leveled up Zed, which means now he's looking at Grasp as really an only option, which should mean we're in a pretty good spot right now, especially with the double Elixir in hand, with the recall as well as always an option. Catalyst of Aeons. I mean, that's fine by me. We've got a nice open attack now that he has to respect, and he will be in trouble with. So we will obviously go for the open attack. He will Grasp. And I'm actually just gonna recall. That's a great use of it. Obviously it keeps our Zed alive, it stops the drain. We get a buff as well. And we deal quite a bit of damage, and we can play Zed again. We have a deny now for any sort of ruination, and hopefully we should be good. Vengeance, obviously that we will just deny. The second deny as well. It's all coming together, and whatever we draw at the top should be getting pretty big. And this one should be over pretty quick, one would hope. So right now we're dealing him 10. I think we can afford to go for the twin. With deny, double elixir backup, we should be good, and getting another 7-3 down. Hopefully should win us the game, knowing the cards that we've got in our hand. Again, a drain. There. Now we could deny this. If we keep our Zed alive simply though, we will win the game. So that's what we're going to aim to do first. We're just going to keep this deny in hand as long as possible, and we get the win. As I say, that one is more of an easier matchup than against Karina Control, simply because of the lack of stuff like Mystic Shot, Static Shocks. You know, he had an Avalanche, which is a card that you don't see every day. But I think that one is a much better matchup. We also drew the Starlit, but Zed pretty much did the work. You saw the use of Recall and what that can sometimes do as well against Grasp. This is an interesting match. Could be Yetis, could be straight up Ash. I'm not sure about this matchup. They're probably running Reckoning, which could be pretty good. We probably don't want the deny either for this one. Okay, Harsh Winds. Harsh Winds could be good depending on you know what he goes for. Obviously, it could stop sort of big Yeti attack potentially. But this is the thing. There's a lot of Nox Freljord running about, and you're never quite sure exactly what you're up against. There's an Omen Hawk, that would have been nice. Turn ago, but we're going to try and get in damage this turn. Oh, he's running Starlit Seer. Huh. In Nox? That's an interesting choice to put him in Noxus there. Legion Drummer. Also interesting. Could go Zed. But I think I'd rather go Omen Hawk. We'll attack. I think we can probably afford to try and... He could have Transfusion. Huh, do I care about this? Could have Transfusion. What could he be playing? He could have Transfusion. I'm just going to take the risk of getting rid of that Seer. I think it's more likely he has a Frostbite on mine as well. But if he's using a Frostbite like that, I think we're good, yeah. That I'm fine with. That one's absolutely okay. I have no idea what he could be running on for though, other than Ash. So I think Zed is probably a safe play. We could even go Kinku here. I think Kinku Lifeblade is probably a better play, to be honest. Because I think Zed likely dies to a Frostbite, and now we're pushing 9 damage and healing 3 as well. A Culling Strike, okay. That's fine. So we will continue our assault. Hopefully whatever he's got, we're kind of relying on the Elusives here. Obviously as we go on, Zed just is getting worse and worse. We do have one chump blocker in the Omen Hawk, which could be important unless he got something like a Tryndamere. Plays Bjerg. I'm okay with that. So we can chump this now. Take the damage. 3 mana. Again, Zed isn't doing too much, but we do have a decent open attack right now. Another Culling Strike, okay. It's an interesting play. I have no idea what this is. We're gonna rely on our top decks here pretty heavily. Is that enough damage to be doing this turn? I don't think it is. We might have to. The problem is if we twin, you could just always frostbite. So I think we just open attack and just sort of pray. So he's going in all on the buffs. We can frostbite 2 enemies, so that's good. There's a Starlit Seer. Okay. Straight open attack from him. We can simply frostbite these 2 though and stay alive pretty well. So we'll pass now. Because we'll play the Starlit. I think he can't be running Reckoning in a deck with these cards. You would have thought. Oh, maybe he is. Maybe he is. Well, if he is, I do have the Frostbite so that it wouldn't go off. But he must have Frostbites as well, you would have thought. So there it is. We'll simply Frostbite those 2.
Blessed by snow and stars.
And it fizzles away. So, here comes the choice. We could potentially win the game on the spot. His attack next turn. We can put him down to 2. We can chump out 5. Can we win this game if the game goes to next turn? We can Spirit's Refuge. We can Spirit's Refuge. We've got Twin, we've got Will of Ionia. I think we can. I think we can. I don't think it's worth the risk. He probably has Frostbites in hand, right? Probably. We can even recall one of them now, if we need to. So he goes for another Trifarian Assessor, that's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Okay. So, he doesn't attack with the Seer, that's interesting. We can take 5. So we can block you. You. And you. And then Spirit's Refuge you.
An auspicious season.
And block like so. Maybe that was a mistake because I can't use this. Oh my, oh no, I'm still alive, right? Yeah, I'm alive on 1. I'm kind of hoping he plays something here. Okay, that's actually good.
This will be a good winter.
Because it allows me to recall you to when disciplines you.
Blessed by snow and stars.
Keeping me on 1. Keeping me alive, and we've still got Will of Ionia backup just in case, but we don't need it. And so now we'll play you again. And we'll probably play whatever he's got. We should have used this instead of the twin. That was a mistake. You're not really helping. I guess we're just all in. Ah! He probably had the second frostbite as well, to be fair. This close. This close. He was playing an interesting deck, and I think oftentimes when you're playing against people where you have no idea what they're playing, it's much harder than playing something where you know every single card in the deck. Like if people are net decking, it's much easier to know, oh, he's gonna have this, so I'll play this. Whereas when you're playing against something like that, that's just completely bizarre, just completely out there. Like he was playing Starlit Seer, and I don't even know. So this is aggro spiders. I think Swim did a video playing Draven in it. We'll full mulligan that. We kind of need an early game. These are quite good, although you'd want them buffed instead. Yeah, this could be rough. This could be rough. No one drop is good though. That's a pretty good draw as well, because now it can block stuff like Elise. House Spider isn't as bad. It's better than other things, that's for sure. Brittle Steel, great draw. I think I'm fine with that, to be honest. I think I'll happily take the 3. I thought we would have maybe committed to a full attack. Maybe that shows us that there aren't any tricks in there. I am going to go for the Shadow Assassin and save 3 mana instead. Could be on crowd favorite at any point, so we need to make sure that we are watching the board. But obviously he's not going to get stuff like Crawling Sensation from us, because we're only going to be attacking with Elusives. Ooh, Brood is nasty. That is nasty, very nasty. So we go down to 8 currently. But I'm fine. 8 is fine, I think. Vision. That's not what I expected. So let's keep one of you alive. Keeps us on 8 again, and we keep one alive. We are in some trouble here. There is some trouble afoot. Yeah, there's the Crawling Sensation. We are in some trouble, big trouble. Next time we probably have to develop a Kinku. That's the crowd favorite. I think our best play might actually be this. To just go all in. That brings him down to 5, so as long as we can survive next turn, I think we should be able to. We should be good. So we can block there, we can block there, we can block there. That keeps us on 6. Yeah, I'm kind of happy to block like that. Play you. He could have Atrocity, to be fair. So we might need to keep Deny open. Another crowd favorite. He's still technically on Atrocity, so I don't think there's any need to play into it. Okay. I'm not sure if he's running Atrocity. Something that you could probably flex in and out. Ah, that was a mistake. Should have gone for you first. Oops. Skitterer is pretty good. Double Skitterer is even better. Wow. Double Skitterer. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wee wow. Wow. As if he had double Skitterer. That is incredible. That is incredible. Okay. Here we go. I think we can still stay alive. We can frostbite you too. Put you there. Put you there. Keeps us on 2. We've got Brittle Steel backup. We've also got Twin Disciplines backup. That puts us on -2, so we do this. And we survive. Okay. Still got Deny open. Could have a Decimate. He doesn't. Okay. Zed. He played 2 Skitterers. But I think we just go in. With Deny backup. Come on, here we go. Let's go. Ooh, that one was sketchy. Very, 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 very sketchy. But there we are. We, what was that? 1-2, lost 2? Whew. I think this deck, if you want... It's Elusives, right? Everyone hates Elusives. If you don't hate Elusives, you're doing something wrong. But I think this is a more fun way of playing it with Starlit Seer and more spells rather than the full boring net deck version of Elusives. If you net deck Elusives, I probably wouldn't like you as a person. You were probably heavily bullied at school, one would imagine. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Tryndamere either. I imagine that would be pretty fun as well. So this has been the deck. Starlit Seer coming in big. I really love this card. I think this is the exact type of card that should be in the game. You know, fun build around card like this. And I think apart from champions, there needs to be a lot of build around stuff, cards like this that sort of force you into playing a certain way, but reward you greatly for doing so. So that's been the deck. I hope you enjoy. I hope his eyes are glaring at you like they are into mine. And have a nice day.